Good evening. Thank you all for having us all here today. My name is Billy Jackson. I grew up in Linden, Swampscott. I live in Boston currently, and I've taught the last 5 years at local community colleges here at North Shore. I'm a full-time faculty. I've also taught at Bunker Hill, Middlesex, and Northern Essex. I've also taught 2 years at local high schools in the North Shore, mathematics, all my career. So I took the Algebra 2 PARCC, the website for PARCC, has practice tests that you can take for all the subjects. And I went on and I took the Algebra 2 test today. And I would like to ask the 7 of you a question quickly by show of hands. How many of you have taken the Algebra 2 test or geometry test? Yeah, 2, 3 of you? Okay, great. I would recommend that you all take those tests before you make your decision, your informed decision. So I took the Algebra 2 test today. There are 7 questions that you do not need, you're not allowed to use a calculator. 13, you do use a calculator. And I noticed a few things. One thing is that 3 of the 20 questions were entirely related to statistics, which is not algebra at all. One of them was about analyzing histograms. Another was about applying the empirical rule to normal distributions of data. And I don't recall the third off the top of my head. Yeah, they both fall under the umbrella of mathematics, but statistics is not algebra. And I don't think we would ever see a question about constitutional law on a Roman history final exam, even though they both fall under the umbrella of social sciences. So that was one issue I found with the PARCC test when I was going through it today. Statistics aside, I found another couple issues with the content in the questions. We had our expert Ryan earlier from the charter school who testified about the level of critical thinking in the questions. I agreed with him in part, but one of the questions I was asked to solve was the square root of x squared minus 4x minus 4 equals negative x plus 7. I think we can all agree that's strictly a skill-based question, which relies on little to no critical thinking, and is skill irrelevant to 99.5% of our population in their careers, which a majority of these people in this room can probably attest to. I've emailed 9 screenshots to all of you in the last couple hours so you can see some of these questions, the 3 statistics ones, and several that were entirely skill-based. Which leads me to the next point of concern, which is a growing gap between secondary and post-secondary education that I don't find that PARCC addresses. Trending nationally are pathways models in community colleges and colleges for STEM pathways and non-STEM pathways, particularly in the math field. And James, you asked a question earlier about the tracks of the tests, and you asked if they were calculus track-based. And I can say for certain that the geometry and algebra 2 tests that I look at were calculus track-based. Several questions in the geometry test were based on trigonometry, and a lot of the questions in Algebra 2 were polynomial related, which are very calculus-based themes. And I think calculus is great. We need a lot of people who know calculus in this economy, but I don't think it should be the standard that every single graduate in Massachusetts needs to be held to. And I'd lastly like to finish by just echoing from Ryan that PARCC does do a better job than MCAS in the way of emphasizing critical thinking. I think MCAS does a terrible job at it. I think PARCC does a better job at it, but I do not endorse the test as a whole.
Thank you. Thank you all.